So what's the title of this article?
Master on the Mound.
As a good reader, you automatically think strategically and actively to understand what you read. As a tutor, your challenge is to learn specific reading comprehension strategies to teach explicitly, one at a time, to your learner. By learning comprehension strategies, your learner will become aware of how to think in order to make meaning while reading. A KWL chart is a type of graphic organizer. Graphic organizers are diagrams or charts that visually represent the relationship of ideas and information. You can enhance the KWL chart by including another recommended comprehension strategy, predicting what will happen in a text by adding an N to the chart. Students can then include their own ideas about what they think will happen next. When you introduce your learner to this strategy, it's helpful for you to fill out the chart while you discuss your learner's ideas. Once your learner is comfortable using the chart, she can write down her ideas before and after she reads the text.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
We're going to talk more about strategies. Remember, we've been talking about strategies or tools that good readers use to understand and remember what they read. And today I'd like to introduce you to a new one that's called the KWLN chart. You can use this chart for fiction or for nonfiction. Do you remember the difference between the two?
Yeah, fiction is not true and nonfiction is true.
Exactly. Very good. So this can be used for either one. And today we're going to work with this chart with the book from the library. Okay. And so the great thing about this tool, it helps us remember and understand what we're reading because it connects information that we already have in our brains with information that we want to know and information that we learn from reading. You can see that the KWLN chart has 4 columns. So 2 of them are for information that we write down before we read the story.
Okay.
And then the other 2 are for information that we write down after we read the story.
Okay.
So the first column is before we read, and it's represented by a K. And the K stands for what I already know about the topic. And then the other thing that we write down, the other piece of information, is W, what I want to know about the topics. And then we fill out the last 2 columns. And so after we read, we fill out the column with the L, what I learned about the topic from reading the text. And then the last column is N, what I think will happen next in the story. You know, reading isn't just a passive, you know, I sit back and I'm not really doing anything or thinking about anything. It's an active process. And so this tool helps us really become active.
Research tells us that people understand, process, and remember new information better when they can relate it to information they already know. Using a KWLN chart is a way for learners to improve their comprehension by connecting new ideas and information to their current knowledge base. Adult learners may find graphic organizers useful for the following tasks that help improve reading comprehension: analyzing and summarizing information they need to learn, activating prior knowledge, setting a purpose for reading, keeping track of what they learn. The goal of practicing reading comprehension is for your learner to master and internalize more and more comprehension strategies to choose from and use in a variety of reading situations. You've seen a tutor do quite a bit of talking when explaining a new strategy. During most lessons, you and your learner would be equally talkative.